upon you with fear, disappear. Specters haunt, screams at night, vicious screams, endless fright. Legends told, torn to shreds. Your psyche, waking dead. Friday night, fears embrace. Eyes wide, arms race. Grotesque past, shadows near. Upon you with fear, disappear, disappear. Specters haunt, screams ignite. Vicious screams, endless fright, legends told. Friday night, fears embrace. Eyes wide, hearts race. Grotesque past, shadows near. Appointed with fear, disappear, disappear. Fears embrace. Eyes wide, hearts race. Grotesque past, shadows near. Upon you with fear, disappear, disappear. Disappear. Evil laughs, bloody might, old and new, pure terror sight, keeps review, truth unveils, endless dread, no veil. Friday night, fears embrace, eyes wide, arms race, grotesque past, shadows near, upon you with fear, disappear, disappear. Disappear. Chloe, let be God, but we with you. Dot. Oh, there, free, Phil.
Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to episode 125 of Friday Night Appointment with Fear. And this week we're doing Immaculate. There it is on Blu-ray, starring Sydney Sweeney and loads of Italian people. It's a really good film. It is a really, really good film. That's why I bought it on Blu-ray. If I really like a film, I buy the bugger. Right, so before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already, drop us a super chat and super thanks and all that stuff, it's greatly appreciated. Explore the description for links for various stuff such as merch and my books. Hang on, let me dig them out of here. my books, Silent Predator, short horror novella about genetically engineered big cats eating people in a North Yorkshire village, and Mercury Rapids, a light-hearted sci-fi action-adventure about UFOs and stuff, and alien abductions, and going to the moon, and going to comets, and other stuff. It's a bit of fun. They're an Amazon Kindle and paperback. Give them a whirl. What else? Is there anything else? Become a member, and then you can join in the live chat over there, or wherever it is on your screen, and all that stuff. You get early access to videos, and exclusive videos, and exclusive emojis, and stuff like that. Right. Immaculate, let's get on with it, shall we? Windgrace is here. He's scared already. Right. Immaculate. Right, so, in 2024, weirdly, it does happen quite often in movies where you get similar films coming out at about the same time. In, 1989, I think we got The Abyss and Deep Star 6 and Leviathan and something like Ships Set in the Sea, Hunt for Red October, or that 1990, whatever. And in 1998, something like that, 97, 98, around that time, we got Deep Impact and Armageddon came out at roughly the same time. And in 2024, we got Immaculate and The First Omen. There's also another film, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was pretty good. I think that came out at roughly the same time. I could be wrong, but I forgot what it was called. I think it was a Spanish film, but that was about nuns as well. Nunsploitation, it says on Wikipedia. Immaculate is a 2024 American nunsploitation. I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently it had its peak in Europe in the 1970s. So there we go. Nunsploitation. Bless them. Anyway, yes, so came out last year. As I said, starring Sydney Sweeney. She also produced, quite hands-on producer apparently, not like Kathleen Kennedy who just sits in an office making phone calls, getting coffees for Steven Spielberg. She was hands-on apparently, doing all the stuff, going around the what they call it, location scouting and all that stuff. She even directed the scene. So bless her. And it was her that got the ball rolling with the film, because she'd actually 10 years earlier, in 2014, she'd this film called Immaculate were going to get made, and she auditioned for it, but the film fell through. It didn't happen, but she really liked the script. So when she became successful, she got the rights to the script, dusted it off, had it rewritten, and sold it and made the film on a budget of $9 million, and the box office was $35.3 million. So it did okay. Directed by Michael Mohan, or Mohan, I don't know how to pronounce it, who does a decent commentary, director's commentary on the Blu-ray. That's all that's on it. There's no behind the scenes or anything like that. There's just a commentary, which is a bit poo. But anyway, he directed her before in a film for Netflix, I think it was, which I've forgotten. I've not seen. Voyeurs, and also done some TV with her. So he's worked with her before, which is why she offered him the film. Anything else? As I said, Sydney Sweeney's the star. Loads of Italian people. You won't know who they are, unless you're Italian. Maybe they're super famous in Italy. I don't know, but anyway. Right, so we'll get on with it, shall we? Obviously, we're not going to watch the film. We're going to go through it in a series of stills. I'm trying to remember what I've learned about it from the director's commentary and trivia and stuff like that. And as we go through, I shall enlighten you, or not. I mean, just telling you what's happening. Spoilers for the film, by the way. It's going to get spoiled to hell and back. The director admits that there's heavy inspiration from like Italian giallo films, like the films of Dario Argento, which I don't like. I'm not a big fan of Italian horror films. They kind of do me head in, but anyway. Which I suppose they're supposed to, aren't they? But I don't enjoy watching them. And also Rosemary's Baby, that's a big influence. And another one, The Vanishing, which I've not seen, which I've heard is good. Right, so we'll get on with it, shall we? I shall make myself titchy tiny, If I can find me thingy-my-bobs to do that. Is it that one? Yeah. Right, and off we jolly well go. Add it to the screen. I bet I forgot to mute it. Yes, I have. There we go. I may play the odd snippet. We will see. Right, off we go. Off we go. There we go. Here it comes. Right, here we go. No, we haven't done yet. Right, here we go. Black Bear Entertainment or whatever. I've no idea who owns that company. I've never heard of them before. But they're behind it. Right, so we begin on a painting, an oil painting. I'm guessing it's supposed to be the Virgin Mary. Why has she got a knife in it? I have no idea. Or she's not holding it, is she? No, I don't know. I'm fascinated by religion, but I'm not a particularly religious person. But anyway, we're hearing somebody saying a prayer. We learn that this is Sister Mary, played by Simona somebody or other. As I said, lots of Italian actors and actresses. Simona Tabasco. Should have remembered that, shouldn't I? Should have just thought of the source. Anyway, she's saying a prayer. There we go. Holy Mary, Mother, pray for us sinners. They're in an old convent. It was filmed on location in and around Rome, and they said Loam then, in and around Rome. This is a villa, which I forgot the name of. Mostly filmed in this villa. Hang on, where are we? The Villa Parisi, and also at the Doria Pamphilj Gallery. Probably mispronouncing those. And also a church somewhere, but I couldn't find out where that is. It doesn't mention it in the locations on IMDb. Or is that it? Hang on, let me check. It doesn't tell us what it is. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, whatever. Anywho, right, so she's saying a prayer, and then she takes off, she takes off a, what they call it, is it cowl, wimple? I've no idea what they call them. Takes that off, and we see that there's something written on the wall. She does something, there we go, we see this painting here, and she's covering it up. So that's a clue for later, isn't it? By the way, I'm not sure if there are like supernatural things going on in this film, or if things just happen, coincidentally. I'm not sure. But anyway, so off she goes. She's sneaking about at night. This is, I believe, the Mother Superior's room. There she is. And she's going to get some keys. And she's making lots of noise. Obviously, the Mother Superior must have taken a sleeping pill because she doesn't wake up. Because she takes this massive ring of keys. There they are, jangling away. I think it even says somewhere, keys make a noise. Where is it? Not going to show it, is it? It did on the thing. It said keys scraping. But anyway, she's taking these keys because she's escaping from this convent. Or she's trying to. So she goes running out. There we go. The director were really proud of this shot for some reason. Don't know why. But I know why. Because the camera here is on a cable, as we'll see. I'll just play a bit. There we see. It's on a cable. And we're going to get to some gates. And it actually looks really good. There you go. She gets some gates. The gates just magically appear. And apparently the right side of the gates, the left side of the gates are real. The right side of these gates is CG. They weren't there because they had to make a gap for the camera cable to go through. So it looks cool, doesn't it? Anyway, so there we go. Right, so she's trying to unlock this gate, and then we see that there's people coming behind her. We see some figures behind. There they are. These weird nuns with red faces. They've got like a mask over the faces. So it's like, no. So she's struggling to get out. Anyway, she manages to squeeze through, but one of them grabs her foot and pulls her back and breaks her leg, as we'll see. There we go. Add suitability thing pops up instantly on my video. Right, so, and then it cuts to black. We hear her screaming, and then it cuts to black. And then she wakes up. It seems she's been buried alive. Why has she got matches with her? I don't know. Did she have them with her? Did they give them to her? Did she find them in the coffin? Because obviously in the coffin, look. I hate this scene. I'm super claustrophobic, and I would be freaking out. I'd be banging my head on the thing. I'd be just, I hate being held down or whatever, or in small spaces. It freaks me out. So she's been buried alive. So she keeps lighting matches. burning up the oxygen, silly girl. But she's shouting, "Help me!" So there we go. And that's the last we see of Sister Mary. Like she's just screaming away, saying, "Please help!" And then we cut to the credits. Black Bear presents Immaculate. As you may have guessed, it's about an immaculate conception in this convent where dark things are going on. Right, so now we're in Italian customs. I imagine it's in Rome, Rome airport or whatever, and they're going through Sister Cecilia's case. This is Sydney Sweeney. We see there's photos of people. I'm guessing it's her. We don't see photos of her family. We never hear anything about her family. We learned that she was in an accident when she was younger. Don't know how young. It might say, I can't remember. But she was in an accident when she was younger. She fell through some ice and her heart stopped for 7 minutes. We'll get to that later. And that's why she thinks, God saved her, which is why she's become a nun. Right. But apart from that, we don't know anything else about her. Cecilia Jones is her name, we'll learn later. Anyway, so then she's saying, how long will this take? Because she's got to go tonight. She's taking her vows and she can't be late. Anyway, she says, "Do you speak English?" Anyway, this Italian chap asks, does she speak Italian? And she says, "Not really. She's trying to learn, but it's harder than she thought." So, anyway, these look really... I think it's supposed to be set in present day, but these look really proper 70s Cold War Italian officials or whatever, don't they? They look very... I don't know. Do they dress like that these days? I think it's set in present day. Going by the cars and stuff that we see. But I'm not entirely sure. Because we see some equipment, medical equipment, that looks pretty old-fashioned. Like cathode ray tubes and screens and stuff like that. So maybe it's set maybe in the 80s or 90s. I don't know. It doesn't tell us. Does it say on Wikipedia? Let's have a look. Plot. Let's have a look. Does it say? No, it doesn't say. It doesn't say when it's set. Maybe it's just set in some, it's up to you. It can be set in present day or it can be set a few years ago. Who knows? Like I said, these are whatever. Anyway, they give her the pass, they stamp her visa, and off she goes. They're curious because she's got a one-way ticket, and they said they don't get them very often, so that's why they're curious about her at customs. And apparently we learned that the convent paid for her ticket, so she's not going back to America land. Anywho, right, so, anyway, there we said, that fella saying what a waste is the other chap that's with them, speaking Italian, by the way. So she doesn't know what he's saying, and she's saying, she doesn't look like a nun. So I'm talking about how she's pretty and all that, but which she is, because it's Sydney Sweeney, for Christ's sake. Apart from her eyes, one eye opens wider than the other. Have you noticed? She's kind of got sleepy eyes, though she's about to fall asleep. But anyway, apart from that, she's fine. Right, so anyway, there we go. Stamps these. Does it say? Let's have a look. Do we see a date anywhere? No, we don't, do we? Do we see any forms? I'm curious now. I wasn't paying attention if there are any forms where we see a date on it. Don't know. Can't see anything. Anyway, right, so she's here. She's there we go. I presume it's Rome International Airport, maybe. I have no idea. It could be the train station for all I know. I have no idea. But she's here. A lot of the background actors that we see in this film are actually members of the crew, because they didn't have a massive budget, so they just roped the crew in to play background people. I think we see two people here, her and another fella, two of the producers. Anyway, so she gets met there by, I forgot what it says, Deacon, somebody here he says his name is. There we go, Deacon Enzo. There he is. Looking very Italian. I bet he likes Ferraris. Anyway, so he'd come to pick her up. So there we go, get a nice drive through Rome. There we go, she's driving. But is that the Colosseum? We see her driving by there. And then that. And then we cut to this scene, which the director wanted to be the scene after the credits. He didn't want all that bit in customs. But it were outvoted. They wanted that, the other producers, and he wanted to start on this, where she's arriving at the convent. He didn't want all that nonsense at customs, but the producers probably felt it were an insight into the main character, which I suppose it is. Right, so here we have the lovely Italian countryside. I've never been to Italy. Been close, but never quite been. I think the closest I've been to Italy is Liechtenstein. Switzerland and Liechtenstein. But anyway, in 1990. Anyway, so she's arriving here at the convent. Here it is. There you go, the pull up. And she's met by the Mother Superior, and everybody's speaking Italian to her, and she's no idea what they're saying. But this is Sister Isabella, who doesn't seem to like her. She speaks English, and there you go. She says, I'm sorry, I can't speak Italian. Because she's not Robert De Niro talking Italian. Oop, I made burping. Can Robert De Niro talk Italian? I have no idea. Anyway, so Sister Isabella's going to show her to her room, and there's going to be a celebration tonight. So there we see Sister Isabella giving her a stern look. And there you go. She's taking her to her room. And she's telling her all about the place. It's kind of a hospice, is this convent, where elderly sisters, elderly nuns go to spend their final days. And they look after them. They're the younger nuns. We learn it were built in the 1600s, and it's above some catacombs. The catacombs of St. Stephen, who was the first Christian martyr. I know that because when I was a kid, I got a book called A Book for Stephen, and it tells me all about, because that's my name. And tells you all about things to do with Stephen, such as Stephen was the first Christian martyr. St. Stephen's Tower was the original name for the Queen Elizabeth Tower that houses Big Ben in the Houses of Parliament. That was originally called St. Stephen's Tower. And other stuff. Right, so, anyway, that's by the by. There you go, Catacombs of St. Stephen. We learn it's off limits. Why? Don't know. What's your feast all about? I don't know. I don't know. Probably mentions that in that book as well. But I can't remember, and it's lost to posterity. There we go. We're learning that there's a woman in a wheelchair. I don't know if she means her or one here, but she's going to be dead soon. We learn. Another nun arrives and says, "Have you seen my daddy?" Says, "Yes, let's go find him." Says, "You've just got to play along with their delusions, unless they go violent." And says, "Watch out for this one. She's a biter." Anyway, so she stands and watches some nuns singing for a bit. But then she gets shown to her room. And told that if she has any dietary restrictions, they can't accommodate her. And it's going to be hard work. That's her room. She says it's going to be hard work. If you come to find yourself, it's not going to, that's not going to happen here. It's a hard job. And says, you haven't taken your vows yet. Just leave if you want to. But she says, no, I'm going to stay. But anywho. So, there you go. You can still go back and God will forgive you. He says, no, I think I'm here for a reason. And she is. Anyway, and then she's here, I think she's sitting on the loo having a wee. Because Sister Gwendolina or something, just comes bursting in. Here she is. Oh, ciao, she's sitting on the loo. With a skirt. Does the skirt open at the back? I don't know. But anyway, whatever. I don't know much about nuns. And Sister Gwendolina, I think that's the name. It's just Sister Gwen, she calls her. Does she have a full name? Does it say? No, it just says Sister Gwen. Anyway, whatever. She's just arrived as well, I think, ish. She's there to take her vows as well. And we learn later on that I think she used to be a prostitute. Whisper it, won't say it loud. Who basically ran away to the church. And as you can see, she smokes. A few of them smoke. There's a cardinal that we see who smokes, who's got Chekhov's Zippo lighter, as we'll see a bit later. But anyway, so she's asking why she's there, what brought her there. And she says that her parish closed. And she says, oh, well, there's a scandal. I said, oh, no, it's low attendance. And then she got, oh, there you go. Did the priest get in trouble? Said, no, low attendance. I said, no, Father Tedeschi, I think that's his name, Tedeschi, got in touch with her and offered her a place at this convent, so she went. I said, we never learn about her family. She says, the church was my family, she says, so if her family died, I have no idea. I don't think we're ever told. There we go, Father Tedeschi. Who we're going to meet soon? Did she say her name? Anyway, whatever. And then she says, next time, lock the door. And then we see her getting dressed, because it's Sydney Sweeney, so we've got to see a bit of body, haven't we? Anyway, she's putting her suiting up in her super nun outfit. And then we see them, here we go, they're all arriving to take their vows. Apparently, both of Sydney Sweeney's grandmothers are among these. I can't remember which ones she said. I will have to check. It says here. Right, which ones are there? The first 2 rows. Does that mean the first 2 rows we see, or the first 2 rows at the front? I have no idea. But her 2 grandmothers are among these. Bless her. Right. That's Father Tedeschi there, and that's Cardinal somebody or other. Cardinal Merola. And whenever I see him, he looks nothing like him, but I just keep thinking of Bishop Brennan from Father Ted. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Father Ted's one of the funniest comedy series ever. It's up there with Fawlty Towers and all that. It's amazing. But Bishop Brennan, it just reminds. I don't know why. It just does. Anyway, so she's arriving to take her vows, and she meets Father Tedeschi, and he asks how her Italian is coming along, and she says it's not very good. He says, "Okay, I'll translate for you." There you go. So it starts. This is all in Italian, what he's saying, or maybe Latin. I have no idea. I mean, imagine it's in Italian. So he's saying all this stuff. Saying, you are the brides of Christ, blah, blah, blah. So he translates, there we go. And they put a rosary round. That rosary's strong. They are in this film. What's the line made out of? I don't know, but there's a reason I'm saying that. But anyway. And she's taking the vows now. Vow of chastity, obedience, and poverty. So there we go. And then she's to kiss his ring. And, you see there, Sister Gwen, looking a bit suspiciously. And then she kisses her with Sydney Sweeney's full and luscious lips. And then there's a feast afterwards on a cross-shaped table. Is that, going a bit far? Don't know. It's based on a film, he said, did the director. He says, this is straight from another film, and it's inspired from another, and I can't remember what film he said, but never mind. Anyway, she's drinking wine, cause whatever, and she's telling him that they're having a little bit of a chit chat, and we learn that he used to be a scientist, a biologist. A bit of a clue there, isn't it? Hang on, something's going on with. I don't know. Twitch. I just noticed Twitch doing the refreshing thing. Why is it doing that? Press stop. Press refresh again. See if it's okay. Yes, it seems fine. That was weird. Anyway, right. Where were we? Anywho. Where were we? Oh, right, yes. It's a biologist, so, bit of a clue. By the way, it's not a goodie. Nobody is in this film, really, apart from Gwen. And Sydney Sweeney. I suppose it depends, from your own point of view, I suppose. But anyway, so it didn't. His calling became the church. He didn't, his years in science didn't do anything for him. So he went to the church, and God showed me a path. So anyway, right. So she is this where she's telling him? Yes, 12 years. She was 12 years. She was a kid when she was 12 years old. She went to the Saginaw River, which is in. Is it near Chicago or something like that, or Detroit? Is it Michigan? Somewhere like that, isn't it? Because I used to watch this ghost thing. Ghosts of Saginaw? Something like that. But used to watch that on Amazon Prime. And I think they were in, I think it's like Michigan or Chicago, somewhere like that. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, that's what it says. She fell through the ice. We have a little flash of it happening. Is it going to show it? Am I going to land on it? No, I think I've skip. Is it going to skip over it? I'm going to have to play it, aren't I? Because it's just in an instant. Remember the ice breaking? Come on, show it. You see her under the ice. There we go. See her under the ice. So it's not just broken, she's gone under it, hasn't she? Very Damien Omen 2 and all that, isn't it? But anyway, they pulled her out and her heart stopped for 7 minutes, apparently. So I said we'd never learn about her family. Anyway, then she's... I don't know if she's just thrown up or she's brushing her teeth or what, but apparently she's not feeling so well. So I think they've done something to her. I think they've spiked her wine or whatever. They've done something to her. That'll basically knock her out for the night. That's what I think's happened. But she's not feeling well. She hears a noise. And she goes to this is where she took her vows. It's that church, isn't it? And as we can see, Anno Domini MCMI, which is 1901, isn't it? MCMI. So obviously that were done in 1901. But anyway, whatever. Ciao. That's about as far as an Italian goes, I think. Anyway, she finds a nun. There we go. Spread-eagled on the floor, face down. And she says, "Are you all right?" And she turns round. She looks round. And we see it's one of these red-faced nuns. And then Mother Superior, we get a jump scare. Mother Superior comes and says, and asks her, says, "Oh, don't worry, everything's fine." Then she says, "What is this place?" And we learn it's a shrine. Pardon me. They've got a holy relic. There she goes into this little golden case there. They've got a holy relic. This is supposed to be one of the nails that nailed Jesus to the cross. It's brought back by St. Helena, who was the mother of Constantine the first Christian Roman emperor. So there you go. She's telling her that, and she's holding it in her hands. She's holding it in her hands. There we go. And she becomes overcome, which I suppose you would if you're religious and you're told you're holding one of the nails that held Jesus on the cross. I suppose you would be overcome. It would be an emotional time, wouldn't it? And for Pete's sake, she faints. There you go. She doesn't feel very well, and she swoons. Hang on, I'm sure she in this. Are we going to see it here? Oh yes, she did. Yeah, I thought it skipped over that bit. We see her hit the floor. And then she's in confession. There she is, saying, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It's 3 days since my last confession." But he's not saying anything to her. She's apologising for fainting and embarrassing herself in front of Mother Superior because she drank too much wine. But as you can see, it seems to be getting further away, doesn't it? We start off. Let's go back a bit. It seems quite close to her there, and the next time we see him, he's a little bit further away. And I think he actually is getting further away. This is a clue, by the way, that it's a dream sequence. There you go. Getting further and further away from her. And it just disappears into the blackness. And then she gets grabbed from behind. Is it going to shout for Pete's sake? There we go. They get pulled through the wall. And then that's it. Obviously inspired by the Giallo, because all red and stuff. Red lights and all that. And there we see the red-faced nuns, and all these hands are just grabbing hold of her, pulling on her face, and then she gets stabbed. A nun appears with a big knife, and she gets stabbed, and wakes up. It was all a nightmare, or was it? Because something has happened to her, we learn. But anyway, she's sitting there, thinking, "Oh, crikey. And there's another bit that creeps me out. That bloody hell. Because what does she see here? Does she see a ghost, or is it just one of the nuns? I think it's just one of the nuns, but I think she thinks she's seeing a ghost, which I would. She notices it there. There you go, standing in the doorway, and I'd be thinking, I've seen a ghost, and she reaches out to the, cause she's not doing anything, just standing there. She reaches to get to the lamp, but she looks away, and when she looks back, the ghost is gone. But I think it's a nun that we're going to see again. I think it's her. I'm not entirely sure. Can't remember if she's got a name. Let me see. It could be Sister Francesca, but I'm not sure. Because there's loads of sisters. It could be any of them. Anyway, obviously she disappeared. She turns the light back off. She doesn't appear again. And anyway, so she's thinking, oh, that were weird. Which you do when you see a ghost. I've got to admit, I've seen one or two in my life. It's not like the films. You're just like, I think I've just seen a ghost. And that's it. And you get the chills or whatever. Anyway, right, next day. Or whenever. They're learning what their tasks are going to be. They're at breakfast, look. And we learn that Gwen and Cecilia... I thought they got new names, by the way. I thought when you joined, particularly in Catholic Church, I thought you got a new name when you took your vows. I thought she'd be given another name, a name under Christ or whatever. I don't know. As I said, I'm not very religious. But well, she's called Cecilia Jones, and they call her Sister Cecilia all the way through it. Maybe she has got a different. I don't know, but they call her Cecilia. Anyway. We learned that Gwen and Cecilia are going to be under the instruction of Isabella. There she is. We're told it's going to be hard work and all that stuff. And then we're going to get a montage in a bit of them doing their work. Sister Christian. That's a reference to something, isn't it? But I don't know what it is. It's, as usual, over my head. Anyway. Right, so... Oh, we learned that she doesn't like Isabella, anyway. Right, so the showing them it's a famous song. Oh, maybe not over there. It probably is over here, but I don't know. Anyway, she's showing them some of their tasks. There we go. It's like doing what do they call it? Bed. What do they call it? Don't call it that, do they? When they're washing them in bed, sponge bath, that's it. It's giving like the patients sponge baths and stuff, and inspecting their feces, and telling them if it seems weird or whatever. I don't know how you'd know. Report it to Dr. Gallows over there, who's the resident doctor, but not Thursdays and Saturdays. We learn. And then they're pegging out washing on the line and all that stuff, and having dinner and killing chickens. There we go. See, they're learning how to kill chickens, having breakfast again, and doing more washing. It's a bit of a montage. There's music playing and all that. And then, we learn that somebody's died. So it's all part of what goes on. And we see that she can't do it. She can't kill a chicken, and she lets it go. I can't do it, she says. And then we get a spooky bit with Isabella staring at her, and then her doing a Michael Myers and disappearing. There we go. What? Why? Don't know. But is Isabella supernatural? Well, no. But I think Isabella suspects something about what's happened with Cecilia, and we learn that Isabella she wanted it to happen to her. But anyway. Right, so she's getting into bed. There you go. She's settling down, and then. Is this the same nun? As we'll see, a nun stands up behind her with a pair of scissors. Is it the same one she just saw in the doorway the other night or whenever? Don't know, but she just takes a lock of her hair. There she is. Here we says she's blessed. And it says, "Come on, sister, we'll get you back to bed." Anyway, so she pops her back in bed. She keeps saying, "The blessed Saint Cecilia." So she knows what's going on, does this nun. Anyway, pops her in bed, and then she sees her feet, and then she looks and she sees she's got these scars on her feet. She's got one on that foot as well. You can't really make it out there. Let's have a look. There you go. Almost like brands, as though she's being branded. So that's a clue for later. Is that just bad where they painted the bed and it's just dried in them drip patterns, or is it wet? Don't know. Does it matter? Don't know. So she thinks, oh, that's weird, and then she goes back to bed. And then there's a bath scene. They get bathed in their nighties, apparently. But she's telling Gwen about it. And she said, it could have been worse. She could have given you bangs. Because she cut her hair. So she's kind of laughing it off a bit. She's going to tell her about why she's there. That, she knew a boy that used to hit her, and then she ran away. And then she says she learned that she ran to a refuge, and there were some nuns there. And she said, she saw that the nuns were happy, and they lived in a place where they had a job, and where they didn't have to take the clothes off. So I'm guessing that's why. I'm guessing she was a prostitute. She don't say it, but anyway. So signed up. So says, so you don't even believe in God? Says, yes, of course I do. But anyway, and then she throws up. There's Cecilia. She says, I don't feel well. So they get Dr. Gallo in, and they do some tests. There you go. They give her a thing to wee into. And this is where we're going to learn she's pregnant. But before that, she's looking down. She sees one of the, I think it's one of the red-faced nuns walking through the washing line. And then a bird, get another jump scare. Bang! A bird hits the window, kills itself. Then she gets called away. And she looks down and sees the dead bird. And I don't know if this is deliberate. I don't know, but it reminded me, because I was expecting it to have a bashed-in beak or whatever, but it's got a bashed-in chest, hasn't it? Or I thought, is this supposed to be like the Sacred Heart thing? That's a religious thing, isn't it, where Jesus' heart is giving it all that. Is that supposed to be a reference to that? I don't know. But it doesn't look well. Right, so she gets called in here. The Cardinal's there. He lights up a cigarette, there he is. Lights up a cigarette with Chekhov's Zippo lighter. We're going to see that again later. And they're asking her about the vows. Is that, the Cardinal's saying, what vows did you promise? And she says, poverty, chastity, and obedience. Have you broken your vows? Have you slept with a man? And all that stuff. And that's where we learn. She says, no, of course not. That's where we learn that she's pregnant. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. I must see Mother Superior. Might see it. Mother Superior comes in and she puts a red folder that's got Cecilia's face on it into a drawer and locks it. Sister Isabella's here getting some old equipment out. Here it is. So she's going to have a what they call ultrasound. She's going to have an ultrasound thing with Jesus watching. Wait a minute. It says lighters were invented in Russia. Yes, Chekhov's Zippo. Yes, it was. Yes. By a little old lady just outside Minsk. That was my impression of Walter Koenig. I know it was rubbish. Anyway, so they're going to check her out. They're asking her again. And there we see, there we go. She's got a little baby in her. We don't see it. I'm just letting you know all the way through the film. They don't give us a good look at this baby, which is annoying. But fair enough. As I said, inspired or influenced by Rosemary's Baby. You never see the baby in that either, which does my head in. But anyway, I think it's an overrated film. I don't hate it or anything, but I just think it's overrated, is Rosemary's Baby. But anyway. So here we go. So there we go. She's pregnant. It's a miracle. There we go. God is my witness. It's a miracle. All that stuff. An immaculate conception. So here she's talking to, I think it's Father Tedeschi. And in this scene, she looks a lot like, I think she does, Judy Bowker from Clash of the Titans, the original one. She played Andromeda in the original Clash of the Titans. I don't know. I think it's her hair. Her hair looks more curly here than it does any other time of the film. So I wonder if this is an insert, not a reshoot, what they call it, a pickup shot. I don't know, but so this is where she's saying, "Why did he choose me?" And say, "He saved your life for a reason." Blah blah blah. So she's saying, you are, she's blessed. She's going to be Saint Cecilia, isn't she? See, they are doing a big ritual with having a standing on a box with some Virgin Mary clothes on and all that stuff. All being very sombre and religious. She doesn't look happy, does she? Kind of. It's like reminiscent of. I forgot the name of it now. That film that came out a few years ago, where the fella got sewn into a bear and burned alive. Something to do with summer. Whatever. I don't know. It just reminds me of that. But anyway. Isabella don't look happy, does she? Anyway, so there she is. She's throwing up again. There we go. Film throwing up. Just got enough in the mouth, haven't they? Just to go spit it out. Not like proper throwing up, but it's spraying all over. But it's a good excuse to see Sydney Sweeney in her skimpies. But anyway. And the tooths come out. And I'm watching it later on. When you get to the end, we get a good look at her teeth, her mouth. And I was watching it, I was thinking, so which of her two teeth have just fallen out? Or did it grow back? I don't know. But anyway, she's throwing up her teeth. So she's thinking, something's not right here. Anyway, so in she goes. And we can see she's showing already, look. So, but it does go the full term. She sits down. We see that Sister Gwen is suspicious. Sorry, Wingrace is saying things. Are you on about Rosemary's Baby? I don't know, but Midsummer. Yeah, you give me a clue, aren't you? Yes, Midsummer. That's the film. Yes, it never tells me straight. It always gives me clues for me to remember. Because my table of contents in my brain is useless. I need a nudge. Midsummer. Yes, it reminds me of that. When she's in that blue stuff. Anyway, right, where were we? Learn that Sister Gwen is suspicious of what's going on. And she says, it's a wonder they're not calling you Mary. But anyway. And we learn that she doesn't have to do any work. It says there, look, there we go. No working. Her job is to have the baby. So she's going to sit about all day and get fat. And then she's in a bath by herself in a nightie. And now Sister Isabella's going to try and kill her. So there we go. She's going to drown her. Look, hold her underwater. So a bit of shenanigans going on there. It was supposed to be me, she says. So she's trying to drown her. Anyway, she gets dragged off. Stop it off. She says, it's supposed to be me. They have to try again with me. So that suggests that some of them in there, these nuns, going knowing what they're in there for. Maybe all of them do, I don't know, but she doesn't, obviously. But anyway. Right, she's having a check-up. I think it says now second trimester, I think, when we get to the next bit. Does it? Oh, maybe not. But, well, and the baby's doing well and all that stuff. But she says, I don't feel well. There we go. She says, I'm not okay. I'm throwing up my teeth, vomiting my teeth, or something like that. She says, I want to go to a hospital. A proper hospital, and we're told that Dr. Gallo is, a certified obstetrician, and he says, I deliver babies Thursdays and Saturdays at the hospital in town. So you're in good hands. But we learn that Sister Isabella has gone doolally, and they're looking after her. They're saying it'll not happen again. They go, I want to see another doctor. There we go. Oh, there we go. I deliver Thursday through Saturdays. Delivers babies at Cosentino. I'm guessing that's a town or a hospital. I don't know. But they're not going to take her there because, they want to keep it secret what's going on. And I suppose if a nun from a convent goes into a hospital pregnant, it might cause a bit of a scandal, might it? I don't know. But or maybe it happens more than we know. I don't know. But anyway. So here she is walking through the cloisters, is that what they call them? Something like that, isn't it? There's an elderly nun saying, "Bless you, young mother," and she's walking along, and she looks up, and she sees in the window them scary red-faced nuns. Is that a thing? Do they really have them, or they're just for this film? I don't know, but anyway, she carries on walking, and then as she walks, hang on, I've gone too far. There we go. As she's walking, we see there's a figure up on the roof, and a figure that is going to leap off the roof now. There he goes. Ah! Poof, and we hear a thud. Turns out this is Isabella. We get a bit of gore in a minute. I'm not sure what's happened here, by the way. I don't know if we're going to see a fit. I'm going to brace yourself. I'll have to skip over it. I don't know if she's had her face cut off, or if it's just as she landed face first. I don't know. But she goes running over, obviously. They're all screaming. They turn her over. Here she is. There we go. So I don't know if she's had her face cut off. There we go. We'll not linger. Or did she land face first? Because we learn later that bad things go on in this convent. So maybe something was done to her. Maybe, was she thrown off the roof? I don't know. She looked like she just fell off, didn't she? But anyway, I don't know. So that's the end of Sister Isabella. Then we get this shot. I'm guessing this is Isabella's coffin. Apparently, the director went up to the cinematographer. He says, "I want a shot from the top of the coffin. Can you rig?" This were about 10 minutes before they were due to shoot. "Can you rig a little thing up to attach the camera to the coffin so it won't shake about and be all crap and that?" And apparently he did. So they were really good. So the director were really happy just for this shot here. Anyway. Oh, what you up to, princess? You're starting, aren't you? She's been quiet all day. Not had a peep out of her. And then as soon as I start talking, she starts being naughty. But Wingrace says, "I like to imagine this is the same universe as Sister Act. It's Whoopi Goldberg just round the corner." Oh dear. Sister Act 2, I think, were directed by Bill Duke, wasn't it? From Predator and Commando. I think it was Sister Act 2 that directed by him. Anyway, whatever. Right, so, here we are. They're all walking up these steps. And this is another scene that the director said was shot kind of, I don't know, guerrilla style. I don't know. They didn't have much time. They were running out of time. And they just said, "Oh, right, we've got to do this scene. We've got to get it over with quickly, so we'll just have them walking up the steps, having this conversation, and then stuff's going to happen." And there we go. So anyway, as we can see that she's saying there's something's wrong. You haven't been to a hospital. You're 6 months pregnant. You haven't been to a hospital. She says, "We've got to get out of here." And Cecilia says, "I don't think we can just leave." Anyway, then she freaks out now, starts swearing at everybody, there you go, and shouting at the nuns, and they drag her off. And me, there you go, "It's all rubbish, is this?" And they drag her off, screaming and shouting. And there you go, Cecilia watches on. Establishing shot. Oh well. And we see Cecilia sitting there on her bed. Alright, and then this is what I was on about earlier on. I don't know if supernatural things is going on in this film, or if this painting just happens to fall. Because she's sitting there, and it just does that, just magically. To reveal the writing on the wall. Maybe it's like, I forgot what it was now. Was it Daniel that saw that the writing on the wall appear? The word of God appeared on the wall. Was it when they were in Babylon or somewhere? I can't remember. Anyway, so she sees this writing on the wall. There we go. It's in Italian, so she's probably no idea what it's saying. But she understands that it's from the Bible, 2 Corinthians 11:14. So she gets her English Bible out. And there we go. And that passage says, "For Satan himself often masquerades as an angel of light." That's a clue as to what's going on. Maybe. Don't know. But anyway, she's going to go see Gwen. She's going to say, I think something's up. She goes to Gwen's room, which is next to hers, by the way. But Gwen's not there. Look, her bed's empty. It's actually all rolled up, look, and not even made. So she thinks, oh, what's happened to Gwen? So she's going to have a wander about now with a candle. Don't they have... I mean, they have... Later on in the film, there's a torch, like a flashlight, but they're just wandering about with candles. But anyway. So she's wandering about barefoot. I know she's taking a vow for poverty, but surely they can spring for some slippers. But anyway, whatever. So here she is wandering about. What's she looking at? Oh, yes, she's going to try and get that that folder that she saw with her face on it. She's going to try and get that. So she's sneaking about into this room. Ooh, crikey. Must be cold. But she can't get in. Anyway, and then she hears a noise. She hears footsteps and low murmuring. And then a light. There we go, through that door. So she's like, ah! And I thought she'd blow the candle out. Because you'd think somebody would see the light, wouldn't you, from the candle. They'd see the flickering, if somebody else is on the other side of the door or through the doorway. But she don't. She just stands there with the candle, looking like that. Anyway, the light on the other side of the door and the voices go away to the distance, and then she sees a knife or a letter opener or whatever it is, and pries open the drawer to get her file. Now there's the date on this when she looks at it. Let's have a look. Right, we see they've got some news clippings of her, Cecilia Jones narrowly escapes drowning after falling through ice. So there we go. Is there a date? Oh, for Pete's sake. The January, I think it's 2000 and something, isn't it, by the looks of it? Wingrave says, that's not a knife. That's a knife. Oh, this is a knife, whatever it is. Yeah, January something. Is it 13th? Maybe, I don't know. 2000 and something. So it is in modern times, isn't it, by the looks of it? I think it's 2000 and something. I can't really make it out. Oh, hang on, it's up there, look. Can we make it out? I'll just move my microphone. 2004, I think it is. Is it? Or is it just 2009? Might be 2009. Right, so it is in present day. Because you're 12 then, won't she? We learn. So when was Sydney Sweeney born then? Was Sydney, is she this age? I'm going to check. Because I'm curious now. If she's the same age as Sydney Sweeney. 1997. Yeah, no, that's right. So she's the same age as Sydney Sweeney, Sister Cecilia. So it must be 2009 because she was 12, and that is 12 years after 1997. There we go. Right, where were we? Just have a check, make sure we're still going. Still going on Rimble. Yes, we are. No chats, and we're still going on Twitch. Yeah. Yes, we are. Right, anyway, what are we doing? All right, yes. So I found a date. So I do know it's set in modern times, right? So she finds that, and then, I missed a bit, haven't I? There we go. And we see that there's obviously some, I don't know, genetic stuff, chromosomes, I don't bloody know, stuff going on. DNA samples, whatever. So we learn that, they've targeted her for some reason, and she's got the right genetics or whatever it seems. Anyway, so she goes sneaking about a bit more outside. I don't know, can she hear something? I don't know. I can't remember when I was watching it. I think she just ends up there. Maybe God's leading her, who knows? But anyway, she goes to this door. She looks through a keyhole. There it is. And we see the red-faced nurses, and we see Sister Gwen is there. And they cut her tongue out for some reason. There we go, begging you. And then the director were really proud of this shot, by the way, through the keyhole, where she single tear. And they cut her tongue off. Out, whatever. For reasons, don't know why. Like I said, they torture people, don't they? So did they cut Sister Cecilia's face off and throw her off the roof? Don't know. We'll say they did. So she's like, oh, crikey. And then this, I think it's her that took her hair, isn't it? And maybe her that she saw stood in the doorway like a ghost. She tells her to shush. And she gives her like a cross that looks a bit like an ankh, an Egyptian ankh made out of hair. There you go. She gives her that and says, blessed. And she says, I've got to get out of here, please help me. It says, you will never leave here, in a scary face. I think she just say it in English as well. I think she says, you will never leave here, and then just walks off. And so she's got to think of something. So she's got a plan now, Cecilia. That's Mother Superior. We hear some screaming and all that. So they all go running to see what's up. And there you go. Cecilia's on her bed and she's covered in blood. She says, oh no, I need the hospital. Oh, I don't want to die. And it's a Saturday, so Dr. Gallows at his hospital delivering babies, isn't he? So I don't want to die. So they pick her up, bundle her in the car, going to take her to hospital. And Mother Superior watches them go. And they're driving through the Italian countryside. Looks very, it could be British, the English countryside, couldn't it? Apart from, do they have bears in Italy? I think they do, don't they? We don't have bears. Anyway, so they're driving, and then we see the Mother Superior's getting all freaked out by the bed, and she thinks it's like, holy blood, it's the blood of the Saviour, and she's like, ooh, holding it up to it, she's getting it all in her face and stuff, There you go. And then she looks down, she sees a feather on the floor. Uh-oh. You rumbled, Cecilia. And she looks under the bed, and there's a bloody sheet, and we see that there's a dead chicken in it. So she got over not killing that chicken, didn't she? I'm going to show it in it. There we go. Hang on, where are we? There you go. There we go. Dead chicken in the sheet. So she killed the chicken and used its blood to pretend that she were having some, a miscarriage. Anyway, so she gets on the phone. Oh, right, yes, mobile, yes, on the mobile phone, cell phone, whatever you want to call them, to Father Tedeschi. I want to say Vedecci because I keep thinking of Space 1999. Father Tedeschi. So he's on the phone to her, and she's obviously telling him, it's all a ruse. She's lying. She's killed the chicken, and it's not her blood. She's trying to escape. So he says, okie dokie. He says, stop the car. He says, what are you stopping the car for? And then suddenly she's just running across a field. Don't know how she gets out so fast because she's lying down there. And then suddenly, pow, she's bombing across a field in bare feet. I can barely walk. I mean, the other day, I went outside in bare feet. The cats were up to something, so I went outside, and that were on the path, the normal path. I think I was putting something in the bin, and I was like, ooh, ah, ee, ooh, ah, across the bloody field with all sharp bits of grass and twigs and stuff, and stones. Anyway, whatever. So she's running across this field, but they catch her. There we go, they catch her, and take her back. And then we see she's in a shower. Oh, crikey. That's nearly cheeky, isn't it? Mother Superior's not happy with her. She's saying, wash yourself, get all that blood off you. And she says something about putting an animal in her. I thought she didn't do that. I think she just covered herself in its blood, didn't she? But anyway, apparently this water was supposed to be lovely and warm. They rigged it up so that she wasn't going to get doused in cold water. It wouldn't be lovely and warm, but something went wrong, and it didn't. And then, called action, turned the shower on, and it's actually freezing cold water, dousing Sydney Sweeney. And the director says, like a trooper, she didn't scream or anything like that. She just carried on. She used it, and I think that's the take that they used, because they did it again with warm water. He apologised and said, oh, crikey. It was a genuine mistake. He says, he wasn't trying to do like something Friedkin-esque. Because we all know about William Friedkin in The Exorcist doing things, don't we? Like firing shotguns to make people jump and stuff like that. It wasn't that. It was a genuine mistake that happened. But anyway, it got the performance out of her. It said she was a real trooper, was Sydney Sweeney. Anyway. There we go. Where was your shame when you stuffed a dead animal inside yourself? I don't think she did that, did you? I think she just squeezed its blood everywhere, didn't she? But anyway, whatever. So, there you go. She gives her a good slap. Because she says, what did she say? God will never forgive you, she says to Mother Superior. So Mother Superior gives her a good old slap for good measure. Anyway, and then they tie her to a wheelchair. Father Tedeschi comes in and apologises, but you're safe. We're going to look after you, but we're going to tie you to this chair. Anyway, they're in that shrine room, and he's going to show her the nail again that supposedly held Jesus on the cross. And this is where we're going to learn now that they analysed it and found that there were blood and tissue and little tiny bits of bone on the nail, and they used that to basically clone Jesus or whatever in her, if you know what I mean. That's what they're doing, innit? A bit like with Dolly the sheep and all that, innit? It's one of them sort of things. So they've used her as a vessel for a clone of Jesus, or whoever's blood is on that that nail. Could be Bob the Builder for all I know. But anyway, careless, yes, yes, Dolly the sheep and careless, yes, that's how it worked, isn't it? So that's what's happened. So anyway, I think she says to him, "You're insane." But, then he's going to show her the lab. Here's the lab with all the failed fetuses. They've been doing it for 20 years, by the way. He says, we've been at this for 20 years. So they've had 20 years worth of nuns. So I'm guessing there's that one a year. I don't know, but I don't know how many they've got through. So I'm guessing Sister Mary that was at the beginning, was she one? What did she get pregnant and or did she just know and wanted to escape? I don't know, but they buried her alive, didn't they? For whatever reason, with some matches. And also, I'm guessing that the nun that she saw with the things on the feet, the scars on the feet, because they're going to do that to her in a minute. I'm guessing she were another. Let's say Sister Isabella. She wanted to be, the mother of the Saviour. But anyway, she's saying, "Is that what's inside me?" Oh, like I said, "No, those were failures. You're a success." Anyway, there we see Deacon. I forgot his name already. The fellow that picked her up at the airport. Is sitting there with something in this fire thing. Anyway, so they're gonna stop her from running away. So they're gonna brand her. Not brand her, brand her. Here we go. There we go. So they're going to brand the soles of her feet. So you never stray again. No, no, no! Just like that, I don't know, that of Return of the Jedi. And then it cuts to Cy Snootles. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit. No, please, no! And there we go, the brand her feet. Ah! Agony. Only she doesn't do one, but they do both, because next time we see her, she's got bandages on both feet. Anyway, so she's not happy. She's not happy, is poor Cecilia, but she chucks herself out of a wheelchair and she goes beating down the door. Now then, when I'm watching it on the Blu-ray, it went out of sync, and I don't know if that's deliberate. So I'm going to listen to it now and see if it's out of sync on this file here. She was hitting it, and then you'd hear another after she hit it. So I'm just curious. She's saying, "Help me," and beating on the door. Oh no, it's all right on this one. So obviously I've got a Duff Blu-ray. Do it again. By the way, again, the director was praising Sydney Sweeney, saying, she's an amazing actress and all that. So we just think of her as boobs, don't we? But apparently she's a really good actress, and her hands were shaking and everything, which are the words you could see. Oh, no, it's fine, isn't it? So the Blu-ray's Duff. It goes out of sync on this scene, just on that scene. Weird. Anyway, there you go. So she's a prisoner. She's in confession again, but for real this time. He's not going to be scooting off down into blackness this time. There she is with her Chekhov's rosary beads. It's got a lot of stuff, is this Chekhov fella? With held together with piano wire or something. I don't know, but there she's with them. and she's asking him, when did they target her? And was it the accident? And we can see her fingernails are falling off. This is the scene or the shot. I think it's this pickup shot. Whenever it cuts to her hands, I think that's the pickup shot that Sydney Sweeney directed of a fingernail coming off. Why? I don't know. It never tells us. Her teeth are falling out and the fingernails are coming off. Why? Don't know. But she's saying this is not God's work. I think that's just to show that it's not God's work. Here we go. See it. Worst bit of the film for me. You can see people's faces getting ripped off and tongues cut out and all that stuff. Dead chickens. Somebody's fingernail coming off. Oh! It's horrible, isn't it? But anyway. So anyway, Sydney Sweeney directed this bit. So she's a director now, and the actual director, Mike, I forgot his name now, Michael Mohan, whatever it's called. He says they were expected to do a bit of CG, because there's quite a bit of CG in this film, but only in that, touching up stuff. They're expecting to do some CG on the fingernails to make stringy matter coming off with it. But she said, Sydney, were that good? It were fine. Just the extended scene from Willy Wonka, or the tunnel scene, the dead chicken. Oh dear. Anyway, right, this is not God's work. And he says, if it's not the will of God, why does he not stop us? And anyway, I think we're in, as it said now, third trimester or something, I think it says. Maybe, does it? I'm sure it said it, whatever. And we can see that the baby's moving about. Look, it's moving about inside. So, I think he says something like that. It could happen any time now. She's ready to have this baby. It could happen any time now. Anyway, the doctor says, I've got to go get her medication. So I'm guessing they've been drugging her to stop, keep her calm. But he says, do you want to take over Mother Superior? So Mother Superior's all happy. She thinks the saviour's going to be born. And we never get a good look at what it looks like, the little bloody thing. But anyway, I'm sure it's got horns and stuff. I don't know. But anyway, so she's preoccupied, is Mother Superior, with what's going on the ultrasound screen. But we see that somebody's picking up that big blooming cross. And she's going to get her face, literally, her face bashed in by Sydney Sweeney. Bang. So she gives her a whack round the head. And then she gives her another one, another belt. Smack. There we go. Should have done it like Batman, shouldn't they? Smack. So she knocks her down. And then she just bashes her face in. And I was surprised how brutal it was, to be completely honest, because she just goes for it. In a minute. There we go. I won't linger, but yeah, quite brutal. Several shots to the face. So she's killed Mother Superior. I'm guessing the medication wasn't working. She walks out, her waters break, splush. She's like, oh, for God's sake. And then we see that all these nuns are singing, by the way. They're all going, oh, Maria, giving it all that. And we see that the Cardinal's there, sparking up a cigarette with his Chekhov's Russian lighter from Minsk. So he's watching that. And now she's going to throttle him with her rosary beads, as we'll see in a minute. There it is. So she's throttling him, but she's doing she's Princess Leia and he's Jabba the Hutt, isn't he? So she's obviously super strong. She can overpower a grown man. I know he's elderly, but, whatever. But what are these meant? Is it piano wire that's holding the rosary beads together? I don't know, but it does the job. It kills him, because we hear like a crunch, and then he's dead. Then the doctor comes in and says, Cecilia, what have you done? And she glares at him and he runs off. And she picks up the lighter. I told you it were going to come in, that lighter. And then she goes to the shrine and she grabs the... I missed it. She grabs the... there we go. The nail. Not sure why. Is it a hair of Superman? Says Win Grace. That's why it's super strong. It's as good an explanation as anything, isn't it? Anyway, she grabs the nail, And I'm guessing, because she's going to go here now, she's going to go to this lab, and she's going to burn it to the ground. So I'm guessing she's going to burn the nail as well. I know it's metal, but she can burn, still throw it in the fire or whatever, and burn the blood and bone and stuff that's on it. So they can't do it again. Can't. I'm guessing that's what she did it for, but she doesn't get chance. So here she goes. She's sloshing all the ethanol about, but Father Tedeschi comes in. And tells her, "What you doing?" And she's standing there with the lighter. Says, "We'll just do it again." There you go. We'll find another. Well, not she burns everything, including the nail. He doesn't know she's got that, by the way. It's in her pocket. She's got pockets, it seems, in whatever she's wearing. Her robes. Anyway, so she doubles over in pain because she's getting she's in labour now, isn't she? So she doubles over in pain, and he grabs the lighter and she smacks him on the head with a glass bottle, and runs out and locks him in. But luckily there's no glass in the door, so he grabs hold of her hair and starts bashing her. But we see that the ethanol is all over the floor, and it's coming under the door. There we see it's coming under the door there. Look, and she lights the lighter and sets the bugger on fire. There it goes. And so he's like, no, I'm burning. And then so she's burning as well, but she puts it out. And then this next shots, I think it's these shots here were actually filmed after the main photography, principal photography. What they did, they just recreated that wall in the studio, and just had her looking shocked at, I don't know, an X or a tennis ball or something, just something for her to get eye contact with. So there we go. So that's her acting at nothing, looking shocked. But then we hear she thinks, "Oh, cool! I've done it, and I've killed him, I've burned him to death, and that's all going. That's all happened." But then we hear the noise of a fire extinguisher, and then he gets out, just smashes the door open, and here he comes. And so she runs off down into the catacombs. Remember, which were off limits. Don't know why. And apparently, I think they found these catacombs. I don't know if they're underneath the place where they were filming or somewhere else. But I think they rewrote the script a little bit to include this part. So this part, they only had 7 hours access. It were a one-time thing that 7 hours to get these shots done in the catacombs, because they're actual catacombs. With real dead people in, because there's like these shelves with what's left of people. There's no skeletons or all like that, but just little mounds of what's left. And they were obviously not allowed to touch any of that, to be really careful. And apparently as well that they could only spend a short amount of time down there, and they had to come back up because apparently the oxygen ran out. They couldn't breathe, so they go back up, get the breath, and then go back down again. I'm guessing not many of them. They're probably, I don't know, the director, the cameraman was a Steadicam operator, and Sweeney. I'm guessing that's about it. Anyway, so she's down there. She finds a torch, a flashlight, whatever. There it is. Which was specially made for the film, just so they could get just the right light. I'm guessing it's like orange light or something. I don't know, but specially made by the props department for the film. So off she goes into the catacombs. There she is, and we hear Father Tedeschi coming after her. So she hides. She turns off the flashlight, and then we see other lights. In a minute. That must be in a minute. There you go. These are the where there's real dead bodies from like hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Anyway, so she's hiding. We hear Father Tedeschi coming. He's calling out to her, "Cecilia." That's his light, not hers. There he is. But he passes by, and then she turns the flashlight back on, and there we see that there's the body of Sister Gwen, the tongue cut out. And apparently it's the actress. I don't know the name of the actress. Just bear with me. I've forgotten. Benedetta Porcaroli. There we go. Probably mispronouncing that. It's actually her, and they CG'd her face to make her look dead. Why didn't they just put some makeup on her? I don't know. Maybe they didn't have time. Maybe, I don't know. Because as I said, they only had 7 hours to get these scenes in. And they just got her on an empty shelf that had no dead body on already. And they CG'd her face to make her look dead. And the director says, I'll just get past this bit because I'll get into trouble, won't I, with YouTube. Oh, it goes even closer. The director kept sending the CGI people pictures of actual dead bodies, for them to work with. They thought it was mental. But anyway, right. So she finds daylight. She goes round the corner and she sees daylight. Oh, for Pete's sake! She's gonna show us. There it is. She sees daylight, so she's heading out. Yeah, she's free. She's gonna burst out into I forgot the name of it now. In Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, when you come out the sewer. It's going to be like that, isn't it? Are they related to Jeffrey? See, again, I'm sure I'm autistic. I've no, what's the word? I can't go at a tangent, can I? Jeffrey who? Anyway, where were we? Oh, Jeffrey Coombs. That we're on about. Catacombs, Jeffrey Coombs. There we go. Or is it Combs? Catacombs, Coombs, whatever. Yeah, I got there in the end. Anyway, where were we? Oh, right, yes, she's going to climb through here now. But Father Tedeschi, yes, grabs her and pulls her back in. There he is, looking all burnt and not happy. So he's going to cut her open himself. He's got a scalpel that he got with him. There he goes. So he's been all holy in the name, but he's going to cut her open in a minute. There she is. There we go. He's going to get the scalpel. It actually does. He cuts her open. I'm surprised you got that one. Very right. I got there in the end, didn't I? Oh dear. So there we go. It does genuinely, well, not genuinely, but I mean, in the film, he actually cuts her open. Obviously, not in real life, but so she's for the rest of the film, she's got this massive injury on her stomach. There, he was cutting her open, quite deep, but she's got the nail in her pocket or in her robes or whatever she's got. She stabs him in the neck. There we go. It goes all the way through because it were a long bugger, wasn't it? So he's killed. Maybe he's killed, but I mean he's killed by maybe the nail, one of Jesus's nails. Is it? Don't know. But and then she gets all covered in blood. And apparently the director says Sydney loved this, and he went, well, no, she didn't love it, but she were all for it. She just wanted to she said, I want to be covered in blood, in the priest's blood, which she was. And apparently some of it got in her eye. I don't know, this fake blood got in her eye, and apparently it was really painful. And but as I said, she's a trooper, and she said, "Don't say cut, we'll just get it done." Anyway, so he dies, and she pushes him off her. Remember, she's got a massive wound there across the top of her stomach, but never mind. She manages just to crawl out, swears at him. She gets out, and then she has the baby. There she's standing out there in the middle of the Italian countryside, and then she has the baby. She screams a lot now, so I'll be doing some skipping, and she'll be like that for a while. But as you can see, which tooth did she miss? Which tooth came out? I have no idea. She seems to have a full set of teeth, but anyway, it wasn't a mole, or was it? I don't know, but anyway. There we go. So she's having a baby here. We don't see it, but we hear something like squishy noises. But anyway, see if I land on there, because it's in the subtitles. It says, "Is it gonna do it?" She's slavering, the dirty bugger. Oh, never mind. Is it gonna show it? Is it gonna show the subtitles? There's something like squelching noises. It's not gonna do it, is it? Never mind. Anyway, so she has the baby. She has the baby, and she looks shocked, but we do see it, but we don't see it up close. So she's like, "Oh, I've had the baby," and then she does the umbilical cord with her teeth, full set of teeth, none missing. And so she's looking, and we can hear it gurgling and making sort of like snorting noises. So I'm thinking there's something up with this baby. Maybe it's not quite human, just why she looks surprised at it. But we can hear it like going. So is it like some weird chimera? I don't know. But anyway, she wanders over here, picks up a big stone. There we go. Oh, we can see the baby there on the floor, all red and stuff. But it is moving about. We see it's got little arms and legs moving about. And then she walks back, screams, and I'm guessing screams and kills the baby because she just shows her bringing the stone down, and then the film ends. And that's it. Bit bleak. No plans for a sequel, but in the commentary that's on the Blu-ray, the director he was saying, if you want to know what happened, we'll have to wait for the sequel. So maybe he wants to do one. I don't know. I did actually look it up, and there's no plans for a sequel. Did she squish the baby? Probably. I don't know. But what happened to her? I'm guessing she'd probably bleed to death out there because she's got a big massive cut there, hasn't she? But too immaculate, too furious. Yes, Immaculate 2, Electric Boogaloo. Immaculate 2. You know, it'd be Immaculate with a 2 at the end. Immaculate 2. Anyway, so there we go. That's well done. And that's it. That's the end of the film. Come on, there we go. Then we get the credits. And there's nothing at the end. Let's have a look. Let's skip to long credits. 7 minutes. Well, no, a little bit more, isn't there? 8 minutes of credits. 8 minutes of credits. Bloody hell. And it's only an hour and a half film. Yes, too immaculate. It needs to be done. We want to know what that baby looked like. Anyway, I'm going to check and make sure. Don't look like there's anything, does it? Does it say Immaculate will return? No. So there we go. So that's Immaculate. A really good film. I really like it. I think it's really good. And I think Sydney Sweeney was a good performance. There we'll see it all covered in blood. There we go. Yes, or Roman numerals. Yes, Immaculate. Oh dear. Aye, Immaculate. Anyway, so there we go. So yes, a really good film. I think it is on. It's on YouTube. You can rent it or buy it on YouTube. I think it is on Amazon Prime. You know, if you're a Prime member, I think it's on there to watch. In the UK, at least, if you're a Prime member, you don't have to pay extra for it. It's not rent or buy. I think it is anyway. I've put the link in the description anyway for the UK ones. Or you can buy it on Blu-ray, which I did, because I think it's a really good film, and that's very similar to the first Omen, which came out, roughly the same time. Both about nuns and babies. But anyway, oh crack! No double features. Oh crack! Was bad me. No double features. Right, we will leave it there. We're all done and dusted. As I said, a good film. I do like Immaculate. I think it is really good. I think it's a film that maybe got passed over. Probably did better because of Sydney Sweeney starring in it, because she's become like a big star, hasn't she? For a couple of reasons. But I think she's really good in this film. I think she's not just a pair of boobs. She's a good actress, and she plays a good part in that. And she was a producer, hands-on, directing parts of it as well, and doing all this other stuff. So bless her. She went up in my estimation. Right, so we're all done and dusted. What's next? Well, on what day are we on? Friday. I don't know what's happening Sunday. I might do a sketch time thing. Fire up the old camera that's up there. Might do a sketch time on Sunday. But on Monday, for Magnificent Mondays, next week we're doing Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. There's my 4K disc, which I've not watched yet. So we're going through that. What's the special features? Lots of commentaries and stuff. I'll have to watch that Sunday. So that's on Monday. So looking forward to that. And I haven't decided what next week's appointment with fear is going to be just yet, but I will think of something. The Wrath of Madeline Khan. The late Madeline Khan. I can't do an impression of her. In Blazing Saddles, again and again. He's doing all German or something, isn't she? But anyway, whatever. I'm trying to think of other Khan people, and all I could think of was Kublai Khan. Whatever. Right, we're done. We'll leave it there. So thanks, Win Grace, for keeping me company while I go through Immaculate. As I said, I do like that film. That's it. And it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's like 98 minutes. No, it's not even that. 88 minutes. Hour and 28, 88 minutes. Done and dusted. It doesn't mess about. It gets on with it, doesn't it? But there's going to be no sequel, unfortunately. But never mind. Right, so thanks, Win Grace, for keeping me company while we talk about that film. Don't forget... Oh, I'll put that back on. Don't forget... Like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment and all that stuff. Links in the description for where you can watch it on Prime in the UK and YouTube as well. As I said, you can get it on DVD and Blu-ray and all that. Right, so we're done. So, thanks for watching, and wherever you are, don't have nightmares. Oh, hang on, where are we? Kamala Khan from Marvel. Why didn't I think of that? I did actually quite like Miss Marvel. And I didn't hate The Marvels, which I thought I were gonna. The only one of the MCU films, going off on a tangent now, nothing to do with horror films. The only one of the MCU films I've not watched all the way through is Thor: Love and Thunder. I can't get through that film. It's bloody awful. But anyway, so there we go. Right, I'm going. So, thanks for watching. Don't have nightmares. Look after each other. And until next time, I'll say the... Where have I put it? There it is. I'll say the...